The whispering apartment. No one lives there. It was the cheapest apartment she could find downtown. A young woman was desperate to move out of her parents' house and have a place of her own. So when she found an affordable one-bedroom in a rundown old building, she jumped on it. The catch was that apartment 402 had been vacant for years. The landlord said it was a great deal because of all the work that needed to be done. But the neighbors said it was cursed and no one dared live there. They claimed that strange things happened in the apartment, and they knew this because they'd had a lot of renters come and go over the years, but none stayed longer than a month. One night the girl was awoken in her bed to what sounded like whispers and footsteps in the apartment next door. She thought it odd, but chalked it up to old pipes in the building. But every night at exactly 2:02 a.m. she would hear the same sounds. The next day she asked the super if apartment 401 was being used for storage, or if someone was living in it illegally. But he said it had been empty and sealed off since 2010. Then one day as she was coming back from the grocery store, she saw an elderly woman sitting on a stoop outside the building. The woman said she lived in the apartment above and that she'd seen the girl moving in. And then she told the girl that she should get out while she still could because the building was haunted. She said that the original owner of the building disappeared mysteriously. And the last person to ever see him said that he looked like he was going to jump out of a window. The neighbor said that everyone in the building started saying that the man-esque ghost was looking for someone to replace him in apartment 401 that night. The girl heard the whispers again. This time it sounded like they were right behind her apartment door. She started to feel a cold chill and then the lights flickered and died. She slowly began to make out shadowy figures at the edge of her vision, but she could never get a good look at them because they always seemed to disappear before her eyes could focus. The next day, she went to the local public records office and found out that the original owner of the apartment building was into some really dark stuff. He hosted orgies, performed bizarre rituals, and was heavily involved in the occult. And the last thing he was seen doing was entering apartment 401. That night, the whispers grew louder and she heard a voice calling her name. That's when she finally snapped. She started screaming and yelling, demanding to know what it wanted from her. But just then, the lights came back on and everything was normal. So she went back to bed. In the morning she got up and went to her door, but it was locked from the outside. She started pounding on it, but no one answered. She was trapped. Then she heard a voice in her head that said, "You can stay here and live forever, or you can take the curse with you and die trying to escape." She chose to run.